It's really nice to meet you, Simon, and I believe that you've had some really great support from the Hope Project.
Yeah.
And that they've helped you get to where you are now. I think you're actually in your community garden, aren't you?
Yeah.
So can you just tell us a little bit about that?
The land was gave to the Field Resident Association in December 21, and it was derelict land for the last 40 years.
40 years?
30, since mid-80s.
Mid-80s? Wow.
So they've had, over the years, they have had a few projects wanting to come in, but they've took a look, realised how much work there was to do. So they then decided, nope, they weren't interested. We took it on December last year. There was a previous site manager, but he left end of March. So I took on in April as the site manager. It took us 3 7.5 ton lorries to clear the rubbish, followed by a 12 ton 12-yarder skip.
Wow.
So yeah, there's been a lot of rubbish to take out before we could really make progress into what it is now.
And what is it? What is it now? Describe it to me.
It's, as you come through a gate, it's wood bark pathways. There's a pond in the middle of it with a fence line. The pond's only about a foot deep.
Yeah.
If that. We've got. Have you heard of the mini cops?
Oh yeah.
We've got mini cops involved. They've got their own little plot to do. We've got a small fruit and veg patch at the moment. What we are going to extend, but we're just trying to move it because it's ended up where the bike racks ended up. There was a fruit and veg bit there, so we have to, once that is cleared, then we're locating it again. We're in the process of building a kids' play area, small kids' play area, so people can sit there, read their books, and watch their kids at the same time. So we've got random big trees, but the ones we planted, it's about 18 different fruit trees. One of them was donated and planted by Avon Somerset Police in for Cell Crew.
Okay.
So, and there's one we've got a plaque under from a local councillor. He lost his son a few years ago. So there is a few trees what have been allocated for in remembrance of people.
Yeah, it's nice.
My son and daughter done. They wanted a plaque, and I've got an engraver. So I just got a massive sheet of marble what was gave to us, and I just sat and messed around with just engraving to see if you can do it. And then they've done it themselves, and they've done a plaque for remembrance of our family dog.
Oh, that's nice.
But it is, you got on the open day, people was like looking, and they was like, that's nice. And to say that it was a 15 and 16-year-old who'd done the plaque and never used an engraver in their life.
Wow.
To other comments, and they was asking me where did we get it from, and how much was it? I said to my two kids, I said, you could start making money on that. It's a lot has gone on in the family in the last 2 months, so I have been signed off since the end of June. I've been signed off work.
Yeah.
So, but this has kept my mind with everything else going on. This has kept my mind occupied to be active and not just sit in a house.
Yeah. It sounds like a real release for you as well, you know.
I've had a few people who came up and they have dealt with mental health, and they said, do you know what, it is so, even though it's in between two cul-de-sacs on our road, a lot of people said how quiet is it up here, because the open day I had messages of people going, well, I did try to come, but I couldn't find it. I found the cul-de-sac, but they didn't see the sign saying to turn up, because when you walk out, you think first of all you walk into people's garden because it's as you walk through, there's like fencing either side, but so we have got signs on order to make it more like obvious where it is.
So it's like a secret garden, isn't it?
It is, because there have been people who lived on the bottom road from here who's been here like 50 years, and they said, like, where's the landfill? No one knew it was about.
Yeah.
But this garden has kept me from any thoughts of self-harming or anything. It really kept me going. I've done my captain training for Talk Club.
Oh yeah.
So
are you going to do Talk Club? Are you?
Talk and Dig.
Talk and Dig.
I sat with a couple of captains that we was on about it, and he said to me, one of them that went, instead of calling it Talk Club, call it Talk and Dig. He said, because you're in a garden, so because they got Talk and Run, they got Talk and Golf, Talk and Football. So they said, try Talk and Dig, but then you can do it so you're not all sat round at once. You can do your numbers, talking in number, then do a bit of digging and chat as a group, doing your digging.
Do you think is it just for men?
Talk Club is, but
are you going to do your Talk and Dig just for men, or anybody who wants to?
It'd be men only because of going through Talk Club.
Yeah.
But one of our main things is when we applied for funding that lot is mental health.
Yeah.
Because I've been through it and I'm going through it again. There's not much out there where, unless you go to a professional or where people can be open about it.
Yeah.
I have had volunteers from all over the place, even Somerset Police, because they're one of our main supporters is even Somerset Police. And I've had even the PSSOs that said they reckon a place like this to send people who can just sit here, or even if they want to talk, it would be a good place because of you've been through it. We have got other place organisations interested in running groups, and we're trying to get someone to do young youth counselling up here.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
Because you have got places at that moment, but they don't always want to be sat in a room.
No.
You know what I mean?
Going outside, it makes everything feel so much more hopeful, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the name of the garden? The garden got a name?
Yeah, it's Knowle West Community Garden.
And when do you think you might do your Talk Club? Is there any kind of date for that, your Talk and Dig?
I'm looking at Saturdays.
Yeah.
Because even when I go back to work, I don't work Mondays and I don't work Saturdays. So it's a set day. And with Saturday, I reckon, where people who go to Talk Club say, I might not be here next week because I'm on a late, or I don't know how busy it's going to be in work. I'm thinking a weekend, people is not rushing home from work.
Yeah.
That long. And
do you think by having an activity involved with it, you're more likely to get men to open up because it's more about not just sitting around talking, but actually digging might actually get them more likely to come?
Or digging, or a bit of gardening, and because there's one at the open day, and he was over near a pond, and we were just chatting because he said he's interested in coming up and helping. And I said I originally took this on. I said it's out with my anxiety and my mental health. He opened up a bit to me then, but and he said, do you know what? He said, I would love to come up here when I'm down and just sit here and get away from everything what's going on. Yeah. I said, I've done it many times.